Yo, this is Zaccheus with another live word of the day. And man, I just want to discuss something that just draw my attention quickly. Well, this is the with these artificial wombs. And already heard about the market. Already heard about the Irish chips that came out that I heard about 2 years ago. We're in Sweden, where in Europe, where they already accepted the RS chips that's going to be placed, the AI artificial chips that's going to be placed in your right, on your hand, and the wrist in your hand, on or your hand, and you'll be able to have access to when you go into your work, you'll be able to have access to a vending machine, you'll be able to have access to your money in the bank. Heard about that, but that was 2 years ago. But this artificial womb, I'm now hearing about. But from what I read and understand, this was brewing about maybe 15 years ago, according to the sources. What they're trying to do is replace what God has created. God has created us in His own image. God created woman to bless a woman with a womb. Bless the woman with a womb to carry babies. And so they're trying to correct God by making artificial wombs. But these artificial wombs, they're trying to say that, well, they're trying to keep the woman safe without getting high blood pressure and certain things. They're trying to stay away from the natural things that women go through when they're giving birth. So they're trying to keep them away from feeling all those ailments and elements. So what they did was created an artificial womb. Well, they're trying to go against, the scientists are trying to go against God and saying, God, you're wrong. We can do it better than you. We can do it better than you. I want to read a quick article. Let me read a quick article real quickly, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't believe it. And thank you for tuning in. I forgot to say this. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for those coming in listening to me for the first time. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for those who supported my content. I thank you. Always thank you for that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I thank you. Really appreciate that. So, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. Echo Life unfolds as a huge sci-fi inspired facility with 75 state-of-the-art labs, each hosting up to 400 growth pods, artificial wombs that replicate the exact conditions found inside of a woman's uterus. A single facility can incubate 30,000 lab growth babies a year in an infection-free environment. Every growth pod is equipped with the sensors that monitor vital signs like heartbeat, oxygenation, saturation, temperature, breathing, and blood pressure, while an AI system monitors physical features as picks up as any of the potential genetic abnormalities. Ladies and gentlemen, they're making these artificial ones because, in other ways, I'm looking at it this way. They're already feminizing our men. They're already pushing men aside. They want a feministic society considered with men. Listen, men are already wearing skirts in Hollywood. So they're trying to feminize the men by just making the artificial wombs. They're saying that it's a weird society we're living in right now. Weird society. Years ago, it was, you could approach a woman years ago and it was like, man, so basically when you approach a woman, it was like, it wasn't a weird thing. But now, because of AI and certain things, and now we're living in a iPhone society and a laptops and this highly tech society, people are unusual, because you can't even, because they look at, because you will approach some people and they're looking at you like you're like you have 7 heads. Some women don't even know how to accept when a man is approaching them to court them to date. So I'm not surprised that they're making this artificial moon. I'm not surprised. They're saying, God, we got it. We can do this better than you. We can do this better than you, God. That's what they're saying. We can do this better than you. And I was reading, as I read on in the article, they're trying to keep the babies. These babies can't catch germs. These babies cannot go through what natural man go through. Ladies and gentlemen, stop being oblivious. We're living in the last days. We got to see what's going on. We got to continue reading, getting information. We shouldn't be oblivious to what's going on. There's information at our fingertips now with these iPhones and all in our phones and our gadgets. We have information in our fingertips. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in the last days, as you can see it. Yes, they've probably been cloning these labs, and these cloning these. The scientists been probably cloning these labs probably 15 years ago or 20 years ago. I don't know, but we are truly living in the days where they're trying to do away with natural intimacies and get into more AI. That's what they're doing. God, you're wrong and we're right. This is the times to get close to God. These are the times to really, really, really intercede. Next thing you know, they'll be pushing the mark of the beast. But this is the mark. Those who accept what the world has to offer and take pleasure in the world, you're already accepting the mark of the beast. Yes, the Bible states that those who could take the mark of the beast, either get it in their hand, right hand, or their forehead. That's the mark. The mark is also considered when you don't do according to what God says. Your days of worship. That's also considered the mark, not doing what God tells you to do. According to the scriptures. Not worshiping on the Sabbath. But ladies and gentlemen, the live word of the day is consider. Coming out of Ecclesiastes 7 verses 13 is to consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he made crooked. Who can correct God's work? They're trying to correct God's work. The scientists are trying to correct God's work. God made us in his perfect image. And they're trying to correct God's work. God made us to have intimacies, have sex, love each other. And they're going in the face of God and making artificial wombs. Trying to do away with the natural way how man and woman connect. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the information at our fingertips. It's good to read. It's good to get information. Well, this is Zaccheus with another live word of the day. God bless and be safe out there. And remember, get information. This is Zaccheus. And thank you for supporting this content. Go to my YouTube channel, Zaccheus Gospel Soca. Also check out my podcast series with the Fifth General. Fifth, 5TH, Fifth General TV. With my good brethren, the Fifth General. Be safe out there and blessings. This is Zaccheus. Thank you for supporting my content. God bless.